And one of the biggest things that I used to fall victim to, and I watch everybody else do it as well, is saying that, "Oh yeah, I know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But do you? But
Yeah.
do you know? And then what do you mean by I know? And then so you know it all the time? Like that's just your awareness, the lens in which you're viewing life through consistently. So and just being mindful of those statements that we say, and changing our language alone can help change our life, change our perspective, change our state, change our energy. Words are way more powerful than we think they are, and we should definitely put some energy towards them. So, speaking of energy, that's what I want to roll us into next. That's the first one that I would like to hit on is energy, because it is the driving force that brings about growth, right? So, water, sunlight, that brings about growth of a plant, right? And then that can also, if you consume that as a being, bring about growth or keep you alive as a being, right? But it's the energy behind it that's actually giving you the growth, right? So, is all energy created equal, Derek?
There's definitely no, it's like, not to be confused with, like, energy doesn't get lost, and I don't go down the science road of, because we can go there and there are people that that's their space. That's not me, but, all energy is not created equal, and, um, again, I mean, it's hard to not keep continue to spiel into awareness when you discuss energy because, energy being able to put a finger on, energy, even just acknowledging that it's a thing is a massive starting point.
Mhm.
Like, if you're one of those people like me who knew that when you want to charge your phone, you have to plug it into a power outlet, but then drink 20 Red Bulls thinking that you're going to perform at a higher level because that's where my energy came from. Yet I couldn't even tell you what energy I was in while consuming the Red Bulls. Like, if that relates to you, like, if you can relate to that, um, just breaking through and not thinking that it's one of those, um, I don't wanna be derogatory, but, like, those, uh, tree people or earth people or, like, it's just a small group that is talking about energy, and just because you don't know just because you're not educated, like, just because we haven't read the same books, when someone's trying to, share with you something that will help you and they open the door on the energy conversation, and then just because you didn't get taught that growing up, like, you didn't have a mentor, or you didn't have a parent tell you about it and make it important, um, I guess to summarize, just because you don't know all the details doesn't mean it's not a thing.
Correct.
And I think that was big for me, and I hope that people can relate to that because it was one of those where I was reluctant. I was like, "Yeah, that sounds good," or it was almost like a trigger word where it was like, "Yeah, that's foo-foo stuff." Like, "No, you need to focus on your schedule and get your work done." But it's like, "Hold on a minute, they all can be true. It all can exist." Like, it's not that,
I'm glad you said that real quick. Do you mind if
yeah,
I
go
so
ahead.
no, that's so focus on your schedule and get stuff done, right? That's great. That's great. That's 'cause that's what the counter would be. Cool.
True.
Now, are we root cause problem solving though? Because why aren't we able to focus on that schedule and get stuff done? Right?
We just don't know.
What actually causes us to be able to focus? What actually allows us to be able to stay on point, to stay disciplined? What are the things that are going to, because it's all about what's going to give us the highest probability of doing it. So they're saying do the task. I'm saying what's going to actually help you do the task and what's going to give you the highest probability of consistently getting that outcome. And then why does that cause it? So it's getting granular and figuring out what actually is making things move and why is it making it move. Because once you know that, you can reverse engineer and then you can start getting the results that you're looking for. But if you don't ask those questions, And if you don't actually know what it is, and then you're just like, I don't understand, I'm focusing on my calendar and I'm making this important. Why am I still not getting the results that I'm looking for?
Well, and it's I was when as you were saying that, I think it would be healthy for the audience to see. I feel very confident in being able to go like roll the dial back on some of the self talk that was happening with me and even with us in our previous conversations. Is we could role play. We do this with sales all the time, but um, I would like to audibly answer some of the questions that I feel like I know I used to say these in my internally, and I know it was super frustrating for you because you probably could feel it, like he's reluctant, he's not buying it, like he's not listening, right? And so, um, on that topic, because I don't wanna skip that part because I think it's very important to, plant the seed, and then, I really want others to experience the excitement and the beginning of putting energy into this and exploring this, right? So when you're frustrated and you're not going to you if you let's say you're frustrated with your performance and you're in the category of like energy's not a thing, like what they're talking about applies to electrical appliances and it doesn't have anything to do with humans. You you can't answer why you're not hitting your target. You make a bunch of excuses. I'm following my calendar. I'm doing all the stuff. Like I'm showing up. And then you have to, at least for me, you have to stop. And you have to go outside of yourself and say, it's just my circumstance. It's just my environment. It's just not, this is just wasn't meant for me. Or we can take some control back and take stock of the energy we're operating in, and we get an opportunity to make a difference. Because the alternative, like if you're not gonna acknowledge that your energy and your state and your, um, the way you're showing up and your awareness, if you're not gonna put stock in that, you are limited in your control and your opportunity. Because you just have to go, I tried my best, and you have to stop there. But we oftentimes talk about, especially to each other, and when it's like, I set the target, I created the plan, and then I did it, and then we kinda ask, "Well, at what degree? What energy were you in?" We have a lot more options. We have a lot more, things we can look at subjectively, we can look at it and go, "Hey, I did follow the process, but I was in a really manic, frustrated, disappointed state while doing it. So I really can't take that as a true rep. Like I have to let me go try again. Let me go get in a grateful, focused energy state, have awareness to that the whole time that I'm following said process or executing a system, then you can give a fair assessment. But we have more options, and that's where I'd like to start with people that are like me that were if you're reluctant to this conversation, um, I encourage you not to be, because you simply are giving yourself you're opening your eyes, and I don't wanna make it all foo-foo, like, you truly are putting you're you're opening your eyes almost, like turning the light on, and it's not this big awakening. Like, I was more fear was telling me that, like, well, if I've gotta put awareness to my energy and my state and all that, that just sounds like a lot. I mean, I gotta watch what I eat, but excuse me, I gotta watch what I eat, I gotta watch what I drink, I gotta be able to talk about what state I'm in. Man, that just sounds like a lot. But we have no problem getting handed, a packet of paper like this of a task list and just going and doing it. And so, Um, I hope that helps the audience with just give it a shot, right? Try it on. If you don't like it, take the shirt off, give it to someone else. But your energy definitely plays a role in how you show up. And um, where would you like to take it from here?